Hi everyone, today I'm making homemade granola. Now if you're looking for a nice chewy granola, this is the one for you. There's others that are crunchy, but mine is nice and chewy and I just love it. It goes great on yogurt for sure, and you could even put on ice cream or just eat it all by itself. It's really delicious. So I'm Rockin' Robin and I'll show you how to do it right after this. All right, everybody, so let's get started and go over our ingredients. We're gonna need some old-fashioned oats. These are not the quick oats now. You wanna use the old-fashioned ones. They take a little longer to cook. I'm using pumpkin seeds, some sliced almonds. Here I've got some dried cranberries, some ground cinnamon. This is pink Himalayan salt. You can use regular salt if you don't have it. You don't have to go out and buy that. And here I've got some honey that I purchased from the farmer's market. That's really the best place to get it. And this is coconut oil. And it's very liquid right now because it turns into a liquid after it gets to be, above 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and we'll need a little bit of vanilla extract. We're gonna start off by preheating our oven to 225 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we're gonna mix our dry ingredients, our oatmeal. I'm gonna toss that in a larger bowl along with the almonds, the pumpkin seeds, the cinnamon. I like a lot of cinnamon. You can vary that if you like. And the salt. So I'm gonna dump that in, and then you just wanna combine that. Okay, so give it a nice stir. Make sure that cinnamon is distributed throughout your mixture. And then we'll go over to the stove and I'll show you the next step. So we're gonna start off by heating our oil and honey very slowly in I'm using a nice big pan, as you can see here. It makes it easier to stir your granola and get everything combined really well. So I'm gonna go ahead and place the coconut oil in the pan and just slowly heat this up. And my honey's a little bit crystallized here, but it will, smooth out and get very liquid once we get it on the heat. And we're gonna melt that. Did I tell you that I was inspired to make this granola while I was on vacation in Washington, D.C., and I stopped by a little farmer's market and just happened to see this Green Heart granola and decided to go ahead and try a little package of it and see how it is. And I tell you, it was probably the best granola I've ever had in a package. And so I said, I'm gonna try and make that, and so I've come up with my recipe here and I think it's pretty darn good. And so if you're ever in Washington, D.C., I recommend that you check out the Green Heart granola, which is only sold at a farmer's market. And it's just fantastic. It has a great story behind the name too. So you could check that out. I'll leave a link below this video to their website and you can check that out. It's just an interesting story and pretty heartwarming. You might want to look at that. Now that the honey, as you can see, is all nice and liquidy, and I'm doing this over low heat, by the way, just in case I forgot to mention that, okay? And now I'm going to give this a little stir, but I'm gonna turn off the heat, and I'm going to add the vanilla to this. I'm just gonna add a little bit of vanilla, put that in there. Just gonna stir it around, distribute that flavor. And now it's time to add the oats, the oat mixture. So I'm just gonna pour that in. Make sure you get all the cinnamon that wants to go to the bottom of the dish. And we're just gonna combine this. So you just wanna keep stirring it so that everything gets moistened up and evenly coated. Now I have a baking pan covered with some parchment paper right over here. And that's what we're gonna bake this in. You could use those sprays, but I prefer the parchment paper. It's just a little bit better, a little healthier for you. Now that we've got everything coated, I'm gonna go ahead and pour it into my pan here. And then I'm just gonna spread this out into a nice thin layer. So like I said, we're gonna put this in the oven for an hour, but after 30 minutes, I want you to bring it out and give it a little stir. So it's been 30 minutes and we're gonna go ahead and give this a little stir. Whoopsie. Stay there. Okay, so we'll do it like this. Now we're going to go ahead and add the cranberries at the last 10 minutes of cooking, just to heat them up, okay? Our granola has been cooking now for 50 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and add the cranberries to this. So I'm just going to sprinkle them in. All right, so I'm going to give that a stir again. Kind of coat those cranberries with the good stuff. So I'm going to let this go another 10 minutes and we'll be done. All right, guys, I took the granola out of the oven after an hour, like I showed you. And I tell you, my kitchen smells amazing. It smells like cinnamon in here. It just smells very, very comforting. And so it's been cooling here for a little bit. And like I said, it stays nice and chewy. All right, and I'm gonna be serving this over some yogurt because that's just how I love eating it that way. It's such a great combination. So I think it's cool enough I can place it onto my yogurt without melting it too much. So I'm going to give this a taste. I'm addicted to this stuff, I got to admit it. I'm going to have to give some of this away. Otherwise, I'll eat the whole thing. It is so good. So delicious. I hope you guys will try it. You can taste the cinnamon, you can taste that little hint of the coconut and the honey. I tell you, the honey is where it's at. I mean, it really brings it together, and the vanilla too. So it is just scrumptious. All right, everybody, try the recipe, leave me a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.